in here around here?
Anybody out there?
All
Anybody
right.
in here around here?
First stream was vertical, so we had to do it over again.
Oh, you want to be horizontal?
Yeah, it's
Good.
widescreen.
Horizontal shaft, not vertical shaft. Now he's cleaning the lenses.
I always forget to do that.
Are there people watching?
Not yet. They may be building up, but
Or are they still sleeping? They forget that the time changed?
Nobody wants to watch us.
we got some comments rolling in.
Oh,
Roll call. Morning, everybody.
morning.
Time to wake up.
Get your coffee.
Taryl's here.
Got your biscuits?
Buckets. What's going on there, Buckets?
Oh.
He's doing a live stream later today too. You should
Yup.
check that out.
Yeah.
Be sure to check out Buckets' live stream.
At noon?
Pete
Noon
Proud.
Eastern, right?
Pete Froud, what's he doing up?
What's up, Pete? How you doing?
Where's everybody at? Where's everybody from here?
Roll call.
Weather is supposed to be 54 today. It's going to be
Yeah.
like in the 60s next
Finally
week.
gonna warm up.
Probably
Yeah.
be windy and rainy, but
What a surprise.
we going surfing?
Silver Surfer. Oh, stretch my back out.
So what's new, everybody? How's everybody's week? Huh?
I know Junior.
Had a
This
horrible week.
Oh yeah, it's
this
terrible.
week wasn't anything special.
I had a sewage pipe back up into my basement. I don't know, some of you probably saw the story I posted on our Instagram and Facebook. There's a picture of my basement on there. But yeah, the manhole collapsed over.
Sewer line collapsed.
Sewer line, manhole, whatever, collapsed.
Sewer line collapsed.
It was the city's fault, so not mine, luckily. And backed up into my, what is that, a clean out? Sewage clean out pipe?
There's a clean out, so in case you have blockage, you can access it. But it backed up so much that it actually blew the clean out plug out of the pipe.
Yeah, there's a little cap on there.
There was a cap and it blew it right off.
And then
And
it
then
just,
nothing but raw sewage was
Yeah.
pouring into his basement, and it happened at night when everything was closed.
yeah, it was terrible. I couldn't find anything.
Called the fire department, they came out.
They couldn't help. They
The
couldn't do
sewer
nothing.
gas was setting the O2 sensor off.
Yeah.
So the fire department came out. They had no way of plugging the pipe.
I had the water department out there. There's a guy from the sewage department of the
Public
water.
Works came out. None of them were
Nobody
helpful.
could stop it. Nobody could slow it down. Plumber guy's like, just shove some towels in there. I shoved towels in there, just blew them right back out. Nothing would hold.
So the next day, Mr. Reuter, Junior had called Mr. Reuter, but they said they couldn't come out till 8 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah, so I was waiting for them.
So I got up the next morning and went to because Home Depot and Menards, them places had nothing that would stop, that could plug that
I
pipe.
needed a 6-inch plug, and none of them had. They only had 4-inch.
So the next morning I went to a plumbing supply house and they had what's called a test plug that they put in pipes and you put air to it. And we finally got it to seal off. After it ran all night long,
Yeah, it pumped.
pumping
I had to get a
raw
hotel
sewage
room.
into his basement.
Imagine trying to sleep at night like I was in the hotel room with it just pumping raw sewage in your basement the whole time. Just sitting there knowing, laying there going, raw sewage pumping.
So
Yeah, people are asking if I lost anything.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
I lost a fridge. My furnace was submerged. It's currently still working, but they said that it could short out, and it's also not sanitary to have, and they recommend replacing it.
The washer and dryer are ruined. The hot water heater was ruined.
Yeah, I had to have them put a new hot water heater in.
I was storing my vintage Redline Hot Wheel collection down there, worth $30,000. That's ruined. No, I was just kidding.
Nah, not quite. But yeah.
So
nope.
then Mr. Reuter showed up the next morning, the same time I did. Those guys were great. They were wonderful.
They were.
Two guys that showed up. And they looked at it and they said, we think the sewer line is collapsed because they do a lot of work, they said, for the city. So sure enough, they went down the alley, started pulling manhole covers, and they came back and they go, all right, put that plug in and air it up, and then we're gonna go down and look and see if, because one sewer was dry, there was nothing in it. So we plugged it, and then they went back and looked, and sure enough, it started filling up with water. So they got on the horn right away, and they called somebody from the Public Works, and then the Public Works finally came out. Then they sucked that sewer line out. They put a big pumper truck out there and sucked it out, and then that finally stopped the water from coming into the basement. Because they said that clean out plug that was on there should have had no pressure on it. There shouldn't be any liquid coming out of there, they said. So that's how they knew there was blockage. Then the city, over the past few days, had to tear up the street and the alley, and they're replacing all that old sewer line. It's real old, 60, 70, 80, maybe even 100 years old.
Yeah, it was all made out of brick, so they put a new solid concrete manhole in there. But yeah, none of the other neighbors were affected, just mine. So since my cap popped off, virtually my basement became the new manhole for everybody's waste in the area. And then
Pretty disgusting.
it was a pretty crappy situation, to put it lightly.
Literally crappy.
Yeah, terrible. Ah, it's terrible. Stinks horribly. There's hydroxyl generators running right now as we speak in my main floor and in my basement. Them things are loud. They're just trying to purify everything. I had to have Surfro come out and suck all that stuff out of there and shovel it up. These two women came out. I mean, I feel for them. They had to shovel fecal. But yeah, terrible, horrible situation. I do have insurance. I contacted them. My insurance company isn't going to do anything because it's on the city's insurance company. So I got to file a claim. I have to pay up front in the meantime for all this stuff, which is another nightmare. You'd think they'd have somebody in place to come out and assess this and help you out or help you navigate through a situation like this. I couldn't imagine being like an elderly woman or something that had something like this happen, because you got to call professionals. I missed work all week. I haven't been at the shop since Tuesday when this happened. So I missed out on,
So if your order is messed up, that's because the slip dog was packing orders.
Slip dog had to step up.
So if it's messed up, I'm sorry. I tried to do the best I could.
Yeah. He had to miss all kinds of work and spent, what, three days in a hotel?
Yeah.
Couldn't film, couldn't edit.
Couldn't film, couldn't edit. That's why we're doing this here live stream.
So at least we got a little something for you, so you don't have any video. At least you can watch a little bit of something.
The city's gonna pay. It's just I have to pay in the meantime and then get reimbursed, which sucks because it's thousands of dollars I have to put out.
Thousands of dollars.
So I mean, if you guys can help order some merch, that'll help a grass rat out. That's for sure. In a time of need. But anyhow, yeah, it's a pretty crappy situation. It sucks. And I'm navigating through it though. The basement's getting clean. It's almost there. They missed a couple spots. They got to come out and.
Tomorrow they're coming out.
Yeah.
To finish up.
So. Nightmare. Not recommended. So yeah, that's pretty much
Fun stuff.
what's going on there.
It's
Horrible.
been literally a crappy week.
Yeah.
With corn,
There's corn down in there.
carrots.
Literally, there's pieces of corn in the poo in my basement.
Oh, come on.
Isn't that disgusting?
Trying to eat breakfast over here.
Is it going to be corn?
Your
Yeah,
favorite
you had to go and run and buy a water
I had to
pump,
get a trash pump from Harbor Freight.
and was trying to pump that nastiness out of the basement while it was still pouring in.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. Nobody could do anything. No
And
plumbers. They were all pulling that. Oh, we're backed up. We're busy.
Because we got 2 inches of rain
Yeah, and then
the day before.
they were busy dealing with other floods and things.
So
I
you
guess.
call these 24-hour, we got 24-hour emergency help. Called all them. Everybody was busy because of all the rain that we had gotten.
So no one was available.
And then when we told them what was going on with the pipe, that we needed an expandable pipe plug to stick in there, nobody had one.
I don't have one that big. Well,
Yeah, nobody had one that big.
what good are you?
But now we got that fixed. That's also fixed
I
by
had no-
Mr. Reuter. Like I said, you got any kind of plumbing issues, you need to call one of them places. Because
Yeah.
those guys were very helpful.
Sir Fro and Mr. Reuter did a lot of good stuff.
So they came
for us.
out and they fixed that pipe, that clean out pipe. They came back and fixed all that.
I documented all this stuff. I got photos of them working on the
Videos.
manhole, videos of everything, the
All
flood.
the Mr. Reuter, when they came out, they took pictures of everything.
Yeah, they did a
The-
good job
the
too.
Heating and air guy that came out to check the furnace, he took pictures of
Yeah.
everything.
So we documented it pretty well.
Took photos of all the stuff that was damaged.
And all the guys knew when I walked up there, oh, are you the one that's got to put the claim in? They knew already what was up, so hopefully should be,
It all goes smoothly and he gets paid
yeah.
for his
I
pain
should
and
be
suffering.
I should be getting paid extra for that, is right, for all the
Pain and suffering
work I had to put in, labor.
and things you cannot unsee.
Oh, yeah. I saw some of the pictures. Pretty gross.
His
Yeah.
basement was like a giant porta-john.
Pretty much, it really was.
It was like a giant porta potty. Wading around.
Go
in
and
that.
check out the story that's currently up for 24 hours. It'll be expiring later, but I posted a story of the photos on, there's a photo on the Taryl Instagram and Facebook page.
Yeah, and then somebody else, I seen other people were posting photos of their fecal nightmares.
Were they? Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't had time to really
We
check
need,
up on that stuff.
We're going to start a new segment on Taryl Fixes All called Fecal Nightmares,
Live
Where
with
we-
that every day.
where we go around and explore and
Fecal
and
mysteries
show
and
you-
oddities.
different, situations of retaining the fecal and excrement. All right, so we got enough rats watching now?
Oh yeah,
so
I
we
got
can get down to the repair.
750.
Nice. Almost
They're like,
there.
yeah, come on already, quit talking about this. I'm
Throw
trying
it
to.
down.
Well, you know what we forgot? Some people are probably having breakfast right
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it just came back up on them, but yeah.
now. So sorry about that.
Well,
Some of them might have tuned out. If that's all they're going to talk about, I want them to fix something.
Well, we can talk on a lighter note.
All right.
I won a 30K yesterday.
Oh,
Trail race.
slippers.
30K trail race I ran yesterday, 18.6 miles, and I won first place overall.
Wow.
Pretty awesome. Real
Congratulations. Way to go,
muddy
Slip
and
Dog.
nasty. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And who was? And there was somebody in first place, right? That you were chasing.
Yeah, he coming around the second 10K loop, he kind of slipped on some mud, pulled his hamstring. So he wasn't able to run full speed after that, so that kind of helped me out. I mean, I would have liked to have beaten him outright, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Hey, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Part of running.
Got to be able to withstand the elements too.
Oh yeah, I almost went down a few times. It was pretty slick out there in some of them spots. But yeah, managed to make it through.
All right.
So at least we got a little.
little light, a little something more upbeat.
Exactly.
Okay, so are we ready now?
Yeah.
All right.
Start fixing some stuff.
So speaking of pieces of crap, we're gonna work on this here Scrub Cadet. That's what the video is gonna be.
I
on.
had Scrub Cadet all over my basement.
So here's a prime example of a piece of fecal matter right here.
What model is this one?
It should say on it. I gotta put my spectacles on.
FC300 HW 159. Is that the model number? 159cc?
No. It's an SC300 HW.
They don't go by horsepower anymore, do they, Pa?
No.
Why is that?
Something about being sued and misrepresenting the horsepower, but the horsepower changes upon the RPMs you're running the motor at. So it was a big fiasco. Nonsense. People splitting hairs again over some of the small engine stuff. Like we're being lied to. That's not the correct horsepower. So all they did was just make things worse. Because now I got people coming in where it says 11 and a half foot-pounds of torque. Now I got 11 and a half horsepower motor. Now that's 11 and a half foot-pounds of torque if you read it. But a lot of people don't sit there and read it. Plus, kind of small printing. But I don't know what this SC probably Scrub Cadet 300. So now Cub Cadet is using our terminology. Scrub Cadet 300, and I don't know what HW stands
Human
for.
waste.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Scrub Cadet 300 human waste.
Yeah, HW. So this is a customer's mower. He brought it in because it was running and dying. He couldn't keep it running. So he went to your favorite place, Scamazon, and found a carburetor and put the new carburetor on it, and it's still doing the same thing. So this is the old original carburetor, which we may or may not end up putting back on. But he bought one of these Scamazon kits, and of course, it's got stuff in here that you really don't need, because that mower doesn't use this type of fuel filter.
And those filters are garbage too.
Yeah, these fuel filters suck.
Had nothing but problems with those.
I mean, the fuel line doesn't look that bad. It looks like it's pretty decent fuel line, but my experience with a lot of this foreign stuff is it looks okay now, and then a year from now, this is all dry rotted and starting to crack. But this definitely, if you get these kits, I would throw this thing away. And they usually give you a spark plug with it. Now it looks like he might have changed the plug. This might have been the original plug that was in that Scrub Cadet. It's a torch plug, which are kind of crappy to begin with. I know Pete don't like them. Pete and Mick, they don't like these torch plugs. And then some fuel line clamps, which these are okay.
That's probably
These are
the only
good to
good
use.
thing in
Yeah.
that whole kit is a clamp.
So we're going to find out why it's still doing what it's doing, which is running and dying. So let's pop this cover off, because this has got that auto choke on there, and it's closed. But this lever here is supposed to be able to move this thing back and forth, and it's stuck.
That's part of the problem right there.
So something's going on with that. The customer probably didn't get it put back together correctly. So we're going to pull that cover off.
Torch plugs go straight into the garbage bin here.
Oh yeah.
That's what
I
a
generally
grass rat said.
I change them out when I see them.
I change them out too. I generally throw them away.
Champion. That's what we use.
A lot of people swear by NGK.
I swear at NGK. Some people swear by them. I swear at them. I could tell you a little NGK story if you want to hear one.
I've heard it.
Gather around, grass rat, story time. NGK plugs. So I had a Honda three-wheeler, older one, 84, and bought, and looked it up in the book, found out what plug it took, NGK, and I bought, I think I had to buy 10 of them. Because where I get my parts, my NGK plugs from, you can't buy like a pack of 4 like you can with Champion or a shop pack. You got to buy 10 at a time. So I thought, all right, I'll buy 10 at a time, because I got a few bikes and stuff, and they use the same plug. So I put a new plug in this three-wheeler, fired it up, run it around. Brand new plug. Just put it in there. Drove it around, parked it. End of the day, I need to bring it back in the shop. I go back out there, try to start it, won't start. Will not start. I'm trying to start this thing, and it will not start. And it's like, poof, doing this, poof, pa, fa, poof, pa, pa, poof. Like it wanted to start, but it wouldn't. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on with this thing? I'm spraying starting fluid in it. I got a spark tester on it. I go, this thing has got spark. Why won't it start? It was running earlier in the day. I just put a new plug in it. So I take the new plug out, put another new plug in it, and it fires right up. It immediately fouled that spark plug, which is the one that it said that it took, that Honda recommended that was the plug. I'm like, geez, it just fouled it that quick. Maybe I had a bad plug. It happens. Sometimes you get a bad plug. A few days later, same thing. Would not start. Couldn't get it to start doing the same thing, like the timing's up. Poop, poop, pop, poop, poop. Pull the plug out, put another new NGK in it, fires right up. So now I cross-reference the plug to a Champion. And when I looked in the cross-reference manual that I had, that one Champion plug covered a whole bank of heat ranges that same plug would work for an NGK. Now, I don't know if you notice about NGK plugs, but any kind of spark plug's got a number on it, and that's the heat range. Let me see if I got a couple in here. So this is an RN11YC4. So that's the heat range, the 11. Now they make an RN14, so that would be a hotter plug. On an NGK, it's the opposite. The lower the number, this is a BR2, the lower the number, the hotter the plug. So they're just the opposite. So I'm sure they have a BR4 LM. That would be colder, a BR4. The BR2 would be hotter. So when I looked, like I said in the cross-reference book that I've got, that one heat range plug covered a whole bank of NGK plugs. So I'm not going to sit there and try to buy a bunch of spark plugs, NGK plugs, and go with a lower number. I thought I'll just go with this Champion. Put the Champion in there, it was fine. So this kid Nick that I know, he's in some of our videos, he ended up buying this dirt bike, this 2-cycle dirt bike from this guy. And the guy goes, this thing seems to like to foul plugs a lot. So you might want to carry some extra spark plugs with you when you're riding it, because you hate to be out somewhere and you can't get it started. So he bought a bunch of extra plugs, and he's riding the thing, and sure enough, it keeps fouling these plugs, NGKs. So he's here at the shop, and we want to go for a ride, and he can't get the bike started, and he's out of plugs. He don't have any more spark plugs to put in it. He's out. He exhausted the ones that he bought. So I look up in the book to see if I might have another NGK plug, because I got both. I got NGK and I got Champion. So I look it up in the book, and I go, no, I don't have any NGKs, but I do have a plug, a Champion plug that'll fit that bike. And he's like, all right, we'll give it to me. Put the plug in, fired right up. So I seen him about a month after that. And I go, hey, that dirt bike you got, is that thing still fouling plugs after you put that plug in there? And he goes, no, hasn't fouled the plug since after I put that Champion in there. So that's my little experience. Maybe you've had different experiences. I know a lot of people, you know, they have their preferences. I'm NGK. I only like NGK. I only like Champion.
I'm a boss man.
Or I'm a boss man around. Hey, that's fine. That's your preference.
I'm a torch man myself.
Okay, now the last story. This is the best.
Really?
We had some grass rats send us a whole history lesson, a whole novel on this engine they rebuilt. They were contacting us for weeks, kept telling us about this 8-horse Briggs & Stratton engine. They rebuilt it. They cannot get it to start. It will not start.
Didn't they rebuild it like 2 or 3 times?
Yeah.
Did all kinds of other
They
crazy
sent us a
stuff
whole
to it.
novel in an email that we read through. And they've
Nobody
taken it to several places, and all these
Nobody can figure it out.
all these different
Experts.
that supposedly know about small engines. So Junior goes, hey, this guy wants to know if they can bring the engine there from Ohio. They had to travel 6 hours one way to get to the shop. So they get here. I said, yeah. I go, it's a simple 8-horse Briggs engine. I go, what could it be if they did all this stuff? You know, they're sending us pictures of the motor and how they rebuilt it and everything. So they show up here at the shop with it, and I go, where's it at? And they go, it's out there on your concrete pad. I didn't even leave the shop. I just looked through the window of the front door, and I looked at it, and I said, I see the problem already. And they're like, what? What? You know, they're looking at each other perplexed. I go, it's got an NGK spark plug in it. Yeah, well, we use them all the time. We never had any problems. And I mean by NGK spark plug, I mean an old NGK spark plug. It wasn't even a new one. And I'll tell you how I knew it was old. Because look at, this is a new modern NGK plug. It's got blue lettering on it. It's all in blue. Back in the day, they used to put black lettering on it. So they're like, no, that can't be it. That's not it. That's it. Go and get a spark plug, put a spark plug in it. Fired right up. 6 hours they traveled. 12 hours total when all they needed to do was put a new spark plug in it. So that's the first thing you do when you work on any kind of piece of equipment. Now, I know I've worked on plenty of older pieces of equipment and left the original plug in there. I just do that because I want to see if it's going to run on that old nasty spark plug that's in a lot of this stuff. And if it doesn't, I'll throw a new one in. But you're supposed to put a new plug in anytime you start working on this stuff, because you don't know. It might be bad. All right? So that ate up about 15, 20 minutes of my little story.
Story time.
Spark plug story time, we're going to call this one.
All right, Pa, cut the chit chat.
You gotta take that one out too.
Story time in Podunk.
Shouldn't there be a gasket on there?
I think it's stuck to here. No, there's no gasket on there.
Yeah, it should be.
All right, so this thing here, this is for the auto choke. This isn't in the right position. So this has to go around like this, and then here we go, and then that's what this slot is for this to go through. So the customer must have somehow had this like this and put it back on. See, that does nothing.
Had it all locked up.
That's part of the problem.
You can kind of see right here. You can kind of see where it was rubbing on this part. All right, so that goes like that. And then you see, here's our choke. So it's choked all the time. And then once this little thermistor or whatever this thing is, little thermostat on the muffin gets warm,
Pushes it up.
that's what opens the choke. Now I got this thing. So this has got to fit over this, like so. And then here's our choke lever. So now when this thing gets warm, see, now this lever can move, and then this will open up the choke. Now, I doubt if that's all that's wrong with it. So instead of putting this air box back on, I'm just going to stick these back on there. And then we'll see if it'll start now. It might be flooded. Let me get a spark plug wrench too.
To the gentleman asking if we're really live. Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, see, I'm live. See?
Yeah, this is live in the flesh.
Yeah,
See, he's live.
That really hurt.
Well, I didn't want to punch him too hard, and I start crying. All right, let me see what kind of
Someone was asking if we see a lot of Gravely mowers. We don't really get too many Gravely's.
No. A few, not many. It's because we got a local dealer in town, and out of all the brands he wants to sell, he sells like the crappiest brands. Scrub Cadet and Simplicity, in my opinion.
Ugh.
And he's a Toro dealer too.
Which they're not too bad. They've gone down like everything.
They're okay.
Again, I don't know what to tell people anymore what to buy.
Yeah,
What's the best mower to buy, Taryl? I don't know.
an old one that's been taken care of.
Like my brother always says. My brother tells his customers when they ask him what's the best mower to buy, he goes, they haven't made one yet.
That's great advice.
That really helps you out.
It's not starting.
Fire up 5 poles to do. Got some problems there, buddy.
You got something going on there, Taryl.
All right, dinosaur farts. Let's see. If
Thank
this-
you, Robert, for the $49.99 super chat.
What?
That's awesome.
Where's he
Right.
from?
Breakfast is on Robert after this.
Greatly appreciated.
Where's he from?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it said where he was
Well,
from.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the generous donation. Well, still running and dying. And that's what it was doing, he said, with the other carburetor.
Yeah.
Well, if Gil, the guitar player, was working on that, he'd say, needs a valve job, right? He wants to do a valve job to everything.
Is that what he wants to do?
One time a valve job worked out for him, so he's like, all right, probably needs a valve job. So he was doing valve jobs and stuff that didn't even need it.
He's the king of valve jobs.
Obviously, he just has a carburetor issue.
So what do you think is wrong with this mower out there, Grass Rats? What do you think it is? As we make our way through the troubleshooting process here.
What's the gas look like in there?
What are
That's
your
what I want to
theories?
see.
What's the theories floating
Since-
around?
Since we got you live,
Not the plug.
as it ran and died, it's obviously a fuel issue. I got these pinchers because I'm going to drop the bowl.
Take a peek inside that carb, see what we got. Got a little project going next door. We're doing a video on, series of videos. Well, it might just be one video. I don't know. Depends how it turns out.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. it's
All
coming
right,
along
Slippers,
pretty
time for your prostate exam.
good. Oh, again?
Hasn't he aged out of those?
No.
No. All right. Hold on to the end of this table while I check your prostate.
I'm all right.
Bend over that lift.
I'm okay.
I don't have any Vaseline,
Yeah,
but I got
fine.
some grease.
Lube them up, Pa.
Or do you want it dry?
I'm gonna go over here. Now,
We've been dealing with a lot of fecal this week, so let's just keep the theme going. Got 1,566 watching right now.
What?
wow. How come you don't have a musty one coffee mug to put the gas in?
I talked to Musty about a week ago. I watched this video on that snow pony.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
I don't know if any of you rats watch Musty, but he did one on this vintage 1970s snow pony, which is a snowmobile and an ATV. And it was pretty cool.
Definitely.
He put like a 6-horse snowblower engine on it, and man, that thing was tearing it up. He's spinning the tires on it.
He looked like he was having fun. That's for
I think
sure.
originally that snow pony had some kind of 2-cycle chaparral engine on it. I think it was more than 6 horsepower. Because
Yeah.
in the literature I found on that snow pony, because I wanted to look it up and because I was interested in it, it said it would go up to 50 miles an hour. And then he was driving it. He said it with that snowblower engine on. He said it went about 30 miles an hour.
Well, you gotta figure too.
And
once
he
you
said
hit
it was
that
pretty
snow,
pretty sketchy at 30 miles an hour.
you need some power when you hit that snow working that track unit too. I don't know if that 6.5 horse would be enough.
So we got fuel. I just want to see what kind of color the fuel is.
Water in there maybe?
I don't know, it smells. I wonder if it's E85.
Let me get a whiff.
It doesn't smell
It kinda does have that
E85.
E85 kinda smell to it.
We've run into this before.
Doesn't smell like regular gas.
You could tell it's fresh gas. It's not old because it's not dark yellow.
Has it got water in it?
No,
No, don't
I
look
don't
like
see
it.
any water. That it would be all
See some
cloudy.
bubbles in there, yeah.
Is that moonshine?
I think so.
Could be.
So let's just try changing the fuel. We had this once before where somebody brought in a mower and they put E85 in it.
Well, they make those caps too that has E85 with a circle and a line around it.
But they think
But
it means.
They think that means E85 gas.
Right.
We've had that a few times.
Oh, you have?
No,
Up at your brother's shop, yeah.
At Farrell's shop?
Farrell's.
What's going on there, Trey? Trey
Trey!
Taylor.
Trey, what's up, buddy?
Someone suggested maybe it's not venting the gas cap.
No, the flow was pretty good.
Yeah, it was flowing out when I pulled that. I've got the fuel line clamped off now.
We have a gentleman asking what the deal is with the whole musty coffee mug thing.
Well, we sent him some stuff. We sent him some Taryl merch, and he doesn't sell merch. So he just uses our mug.
I don't even.
Kind of way to
It's-
promote us.
And I don't
Yeah.
think he drinks coffee.
He's
Didn't
not
he
like
say that?
making fun of
I
us.
know he doesn't. I know he doesn't drink alcohol.
Unless it's E85.
So, I mean, he's not disrespecting us. Don't get him wrong.
Yeah. It's not out of ill will or anything that he
No.
uses the mug. Seems like it's more of a nod to our channel than anything.
And since he doesn't have a mug,
He did break his mug, is what people are saying too.
Oh,
They're
we
right.
have to send him another one. We sent him a beer. He should be using. We sent him a beer glass that one time. That's how I know he doesn't drink. He should be using that beer glass we sent him, because then you could see.
That almost looks a little cloudy.
It's different.
Yeah, dip your finger in there, Pa. See what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
All right.
not that cloudy. It's pretty clear.
All right, I pulled the pinchers off.
Different.
Like I said, this is a brand new Scamazon.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna
sometimes they're not jetted right though too. You gotta watch out for that.
It could be that carb.
Well, we're gonna try some fresh gas, and if it doesn't work,
Put that plug back.
well, I want to flush it out.
All right.
So we'll put some gas, some fresh dinosaur juice in there, and if it still doesn't run and dive, then I'm going to take apart the original carburetor, inspect that, and put that back on.
We'll see what's going on in there. Fill her up, Pa.
So we got good flowage. Let me put the cap on, like the one gentleman suggested. Maybe it's not venting.
Dripping out there at the bottom.
It's flowing.
Well,
I pulled the
pretty good.
drain out, the drain plug.
Draining like my basement.
Yeah.
It's flowing right through. Oh, another
Yep.
$50 super chat. Jason Cisco. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you,
Jason.
Jason.
Greatly appreciate it. You're helping me buy that new furnace I'm going to need. That's submerged in fecal right now.
Ugh.
I got to get a duct cleaning sometime this week.
Looks like you need a rag, Taryl.
And you just bought that house
Yeah, in September.
6 months ago. Started fixing it all up, and now this.
He said he loves being a homeowner now, especially
Yeah.
after this.
Yeah, you shouldn't rent, you should buy a home, they said. It'll be great, they said. It'll fill up with fecal, they said. Oh wait, nobody said that part. Someone suggested give it a tire rotation when you're done. What happened with the basement? Check out the earlier part of this live stream. We cover all that in great detail. All right, give it a shot. Looks like it wants to run.
All
Not
right.
starting. Put a CJ8Y in there, that'll fix it.
Oh, Skippy. One of Skippy's favorite plugs, CJ8Y. I saw Skippy the other day. He just loves them spark plugs.
What did he have to say for himself?
Oh, he was talking about RN11YCs, CJ8, J19, J usual.
Get it, boy.
Now loosen the gas cap and pull it over. That's what someone said.
Well, it had gas in the car, but it was flowing out. So it should have
All right.
at least popped
Timing
off and
is
ran
off.
for a second.
Here, slippers help me so I don't have to keep raising and
Check
lowering
that
this
spark
thing.
plug.
Grab it on the tape, put it down. I loosened the cap like the grass rat suggested. Cap's loose. Cap's off.
Same deal.
Well, wait a minute. I took the nuts off.
Nuts are
You neutered it?
I checked that spark plug after this.
Still doing the same thing. So, that wasn't it, grass rat, which I knew it wasn't. All right, grab the handle.
Thank you all for tuning in on this fine Sunday morning. 814 of you.
Wow, it's awesome.
800? I thought it was 1,500. What?
1,814.
Oh, that's what I
thought
Did I
it-
say 800? I
You
meant
said
18.
800.
Oh, oh.
Like, whoa, we lost 700.
Sorry, I
people.
got fecal in the brain.
You're in a fecal fog.
I know the video's boring, but it can't be that boring.
1814.
All right, I'm going to teach off the fuel line. Because we're going to take this carburetor off.
We gotta pull this off too.
Why do I got to pull that off?
Oh, you'll see when you try to take that choke link off of there.
Slipman, it's like you've done this before.
I've worked on like 100 or 200 of these before.
Okay, well, here's another interesting thing. Look at what the customer had done.
Oh, that's probably the problem right there. Remember I said there should be a gasket on
On
the
the
front of that?
outside.
Way to go, dingus.
That's why I always say to some of my customers, throw your tools in the garbage.
Vintage MTD riding mower, can you give me a shout out? Sure can, buddy. What's up?
What's up?
NY Chill Boy, $1. Hey, every dollar counts.
Got that
Camo came $4.99.
That's awesome.
Go Pack. I don't know. We're Bears
Go
fans
Pack,
down
go.
here. We're bearing down here. You're in bear country, boy.
Unfortunately.
You know where you're at, boy?
I see what you mean, Slip Dog. You either got to take the studs out.
That's a pain.
How about if we just pull,
You can
or we
pull
got
that
to
out,
pull that
too.
out, but then we got to
But then you gotta lift it up.
preload the spring again.
Most of them don't have this dumb cover, because you can see where he was. But it's only three 10mm screws to get that off.
Farrell doesn't have a channel. He's too busy.
He doesn't have time.
Plus, he doesn't. He's wealthy enough that he doesn't really need to.
Lawnmower Detective, $20. Thank you, sir.
What's up? It's donut time, baby.
It's
That's
donut
right.
time.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
And a cop.
James Humphreys wants a shout out. Well, there you go, buddy.
There's your shout out. Humpty Humphreys.
Someone made a comment that they only give a shout out if you give them money.
Not true.
Not true. I just gave that guy a shout out. He didn't pay
We'll
nothing.
shout you out.
We're trying to do the stream here and move things along. It's not all about just giving shout outs the whole time.
So
there,
what do
buddy.
you do now, Slippers? I got to take them
A
off.
little plate off.
Look
See?
at that.
They really make it easy, don't they?
Scrub Cadet.
How do you preload the spring, someone's asking?
See, it's got
tension on
it's
it.
got spring tension on it.
It probably would have been easier just to pull that.
So if I pull this out to pull the choke shaft out, I'm gonna have, you know, it's spring loaded, so it springs back. So then you just gotta put tension back on it. It's
loosen
not
that
that
up.
difficult.
No. Just loosen that. You don't have to
I mean,
take it
that's
out.
an option. You know,
There's a
maybe
couple
maybe
options.
some people pull the choke shaft.
I've done it both ways.
Have you?
You don't have to take it all the way out. You don't have to take it all the way out. Slide it over.
Slippers, help him.
See, he works on more of this stuff than I do at my brother's shop. So here's that gasket.
They doubled it up, huh?
Well, this is the gasket that's supposed to go on the outside of here.
Yeah. They put it.
So the
In the back
customer
with
had
the
put
other
it
one.
in the back. He tried. You know, you can't blame a guy for trying, and then it ends up here.
Yeah.
So it may have been sucking air back there, but it definitely wasn't starting on that fuel that was in there either.
You're gonna drop the bowl anyway, just to take a peek in there.
We'll take a little
I
peek.
would.
Take a little peek. Take a little
You got
peek.
going.
Married with small engines, $69.99. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's crazy.
They need a Taryl cup, they said. Yes. Well, you just paid $70. Email us and we'll get you a Taryl cup. You more than paid for it.
Coffee mug?
Yeah.
Is that what they want?
Yeah.
Why they mean mug?
Take a little peek. Take a
Like
little
I said, it's
peek.
clean. It's a brand new.
Everything looks, yeah.
It's a brand new carburetor. Now, grass rats. See that bowl gasket in there? Now, if you know anything about a lot of these knockoff Chinese motors they're making now, you generally can't buy individual parts for the carburetor. And a lot of times, all you need is that bowl gasket.
Yeah, it gets hard. Or it gets
So
all
we sell
cruddy.
the bowl gaskets in our online store.
There's a small and a large.
Yep, that's the small.
So that's the small one.
Fits all them Honda clones, Hondas, Predator engines,
Yep.
any kind of carburetor like that.
And then for the
Fuller.
bigger horsepower engines, they make a
Make a
bigger
bigger
one.
It's all listed in the listing that covers,
So we
for the
sell
most
them.
part, which ones.
And if-
www.terrellfixesall.com.
So if you're fixing the stuff, you might want to get like a pack of 10, so you have them on hand.
Yeah, I replace them all the time.
Hit up the online store, grab a coffee mug, a t-shirt,
The
hat.
thing is, we charge $3.99 for one of these.
I think they're about that in the store. They're not cheap.
What is anymore?
Exactly. I was going to say, we just got to go off what we pay for them.
I know Bezos is making enough money hand over fist.
You think he's got any money?
Yeah.
Oh, someone just ordered something.
Nice.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support, helping buying the merch, throwing us a super chat. It all adds up. We are greatly appreciative of all of that.
So let's try this again.
Keeping
and
the
if-
lights on.
And if it still doesn't work, then I'm going to put the original carburetor back on it because
Something's wrong with it then.
that's what it had on it. And a lot of times,
Could it be that they ordered the wrong one, or that they sent them the wrong one, or that the one that they sent is just crappy?
Well, I know sometimes they don't jet them correctly.
right.
So then that'll make it hunt, or it'll make it run crappy. And you're not gonna wanna spend a bunch of time
I almost hooked up the
drilling
vent
it
hose
out
to the
or
gas.
trying different jets when you could just rebuild the other one if it's not completely destroyed.
And the customer put that on there, huh?
Right. This
Yeah.
is what the customer did, and then
Put that air vane back on too.
he tried.
And he did not succeed.
He did not succeed.
You're
All right.
You're already messing it up too.
I'm already messing it up too.
Well, you gotta
'cause
put
we
the-
got a
Put
gasket
this
there.
on first.
There we go.
Flippers, help him.
There you go.
I mainly
So you
concentrate
got
on
it
the,
on. Wrong. It's gotta be.
William from North Carolina said, hello, mate.
How you doing, buddy?
Big Dave, 87 or 93. Yeah, I don't know if it really matters. Got to watch our fuel experiment. We kind of debunked the 93 being better myth. $20, Dirt Foot Racing.
he's got his foot down.
Appreciate it. Help with cleaning up the shizits.
What's wrong?
And you were right. There's a lot of that.
Go. I have it like that.
Once again, check out the
All right,
story
so
on
see-
Facebook, Instagram.
See, there's a lot to know about this thing. I haven't really worked on too many of these. So the first thing I had wrong was I had this part of this link on this side of that vein.
Because once this fires up, it's gonna blow that open.
Air vein.
And then all this does is kind of just help it.
Yeah.
All right.
What is the brand and model of the lift table? Someone asked. It's an economy.
Right here.
This came out of the Jasper County Hospital.
You got this for free, didn't you?
I got this for free from a local guy that I know, Grego.
Pretty old.
Gives you stuff all the time.
This came out of the Jasper County Hospital. This was used in the morgue. This is what they would put the bodies on in the morgue at the hospital.
It's also haunted. Very haunted.
It also creeps. That's why you got to stick that thing in there. You ever see in the videos, Taryl shoves that little tab in the side to keep it from creeping down.
All
The
right.
hydraulic is leaking. Also, Ryan, thank you for the $20 super chat.
Oh man, that's awesome. Thanks, Ryan.
So I haven't got around because I got so many things to do. I haven't got around to fixing why it creeps. I don't know if the packings are bad in the cylinder and the fluid is leaking past it. But I got that pin in there and that works fine.
Yeah. Thank you, Daddy Crab from West Virginia, $10.
That's awesome.
Yep, lifting corpses, someone said.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty creepy to think about, huh? We should have that creepy cemetery mower on this thing.
Didn't you have it on there when you were doing the video on it?
He's cop, skits are dumb.
All right.
That's awesome.
Here's this gasket that he had behind there. And if you notice, there's a hole down here. And there's a hole on the plate. But the hole is blocked off by the other gasket. There is no vent behind there, atmospheric vent, to worry about. But that's how the gasket goes on.
I agree, Alex. Skits are awesome.
That rules. You know you can skip past them. They have a little cursor at the bottom that you can just drag to the part that you want to see. Just saying.
Long Pond Hunter, $10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Where's Elkskins? Probably sleeping in his race car bed right now.
I thought he had a tractor bed
Oh yeah.
He's got a Sears Suburban bed.
that he made himself.
You should name that lift the Creeper.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's pretty cool.
Spooky.
I like it. Engrave it right in there.
All right, let me hook up the fuel line.
Make sure nothing's pinched.
I'll hook up the fuel clamp later.
Get your hand lifting it down.
Yeah, once I get the...
Are you going to fire it up, fire it up?
So now this is another thing. When I got tension on it, it wants to kick the paws out, or the dogs. So you got to kind of...
Got to kind of get it in a spot where you can fit it back in there.
Right, otherwise it wants to catch on the hub. So I'm going to put my slip knot in there,
Love that band.
so that way it'll fit on there. Because I know it's going to happen. Somebody's going to try to do this repair. They're going to have that out like I just had.
Jamming
It's not
on.
gonna
And
go
they're not
on.
going to go on there, and then they're going to jam it on there and break something. So just be aware of that, of the paws. Trying to cover everything.
Oh, there's a lot to cover. Oh,
This,
that
guy,
was
this
awesome.
guy's saying the gasket goes inside, it does nothing outside.
It has a gasket.
It has a gasket on the
There's two
inside. We
gaskets
just
on
showed it. There's a gasket here.
There's a little green one.
There's a little green one on the back side of this one. And then this was the one
That's an air cleaner gasket on the
that's
outside.
for the air cleaner, which we're leaving off until we get it running.
1-2 tree gasket.
And then
Akron, what up?
I've been there before.
Spent some time in Akron.
I had one of them Chinese generators come in that was at another shop. And the thing was surging horribly, and they go, it wasn't doing that before. I took it to this other place, and then they worked on it. And I found out that they had left this gasket off. So it was sucking air between the plastic air filter, this is on a generator now, and that. And it was causing it to surge. Once I put that gasket on and sealed that up, and it wasn't pulling that air through there, it ran smooth.
Thank you, Frank, for the $20 super chat.
Thanks,
He
Frank.
says the only aftermarket carburetors he uses off Amazon are HIPAA.
Yeah, I've used some of that stuff, and it seems to be pretty good.
He said he's not had a problem.
Yep, I ordered a bunch of, that's the thing. It's hit or miss,
Like an engine, hit or miss engine.
You're buying some of this stuff and you're hoping it works, but then we come across some of that HIPAA stuff, and it seemed to work pretty good, so I ordered like a bunch of them carburetors for that one generator that we see all the time. Because generators, they're gummed up all the time. Because nobody uses them until there's an emergency, and then there was gas they left in it from 2 years ago. And then we crack open that carburetor, and it's all gummed up. And then sometimes you try to clean them, and then after you clean them, the needle and seat doesn't seal, and they start leaking, and you wasted all this time. Then you end up buying one anyway. As you can tell from this bench over here, how many carburetors that we replaced. This is just from one season.
That's a lot of traders.
It's quite a bit.
But we keep the old ones because sometimes, this might be broken.
Could use a part
Or there might
off
be,
of them.
some other part that you may need. And it's like, well, if we had just that little part, we could fix this one. We don't need to replace the whole carburetor. So we'll dig through here. I had a guy come in the other day, and he needed something. I can't remember. But, he needed a float. He needed the float and the needle because the needle was stuck in the carburetor. And when he tried to pull that needle out, he broke the tip of it off, the back part of it.
Yeah, it's no fun.
And I says, you got to buy the whole carburetor. I go, but I got a bunch of junk carburetors back here, and I dug through and found him a float. This is what he needed. This type of float with the spring on it. So this thing was seized in the carburetor. He couldn't get it out, so he grabbed this thing with pliers and tried to pull it out, and he ended up breaking that off.
Yep, been there before.
So I said, here's the whole float, the pin, and everything. I found a good one. And he, what do you want for it? I go, nothing. Just take it. You can have it. It's parts that we got laying around.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah, just take your crap and get out.
Anthony was standing there. He's like, hey, get the heck out of
Yeah,
here.
I got real work to do. I can't be pissing around with you and your... I'm joking. I'm joking!
All right, Pop, fire it up, fire it up.
All right, let's put the air box back on.
You didn't even try to drive.
We'll try that. That's not what it's in here for.
All right, I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna go lay down right here. Just kidding. Better turn that on now.
Some airflow in here.
Always gotta have proper ventilation. We've heard many horror stories about people not
Hey,
making it.
your detector was going off,
Yeah, when
and
my
it detected that sewer gas is
Yeah.
what set it off.
yeah, my house, it was going off in my house.
While the
beeping.
fire department was there.
Yeah. They didn't do anything, but they were there. Why ain't slippers wearing slippers?
Well, yeah,
See? There you go. Does that answer it for you?
So I hooked up the vent tube.
I gotta put that little clip down.
I'll get that on there.
Say, that little clip is real important. You want to make sure it's on there.
And then I gotta put the hose clamp back on. Now one of these little sleeves are missing. I don't think we lost it since we've been doing this. I think the customer.
I think it was missing.
I
when
think
you
the
took it off.
customer lost it.
You got one from another junker?
I don't see it.
Way to go, Ding Ding. Anyone would like to hear more about the sewer story, check out the live stream at the beginning. It will be up to view later after we finish.
Yeah, I don't see that little sleeve. I think it was missing.
I'm pretty sure it was missing when you took it off.
I didn't notice it till now.
But basically my sewer line, the manhole, the city's manhole backed up, popped the
Not
cap
manhole.
off. Well,
The
the
sewer-
manhole collapsed.
The sewer line collapsed.
Well, the plumber said it was a manhole.
Is that what he was
Collapsed
calling
and
it?
kicked the plug off, and then filled my basement with 12 inches of
Maybe
sewage.
take that top one out, put it in.
Joseph Fly, $50. Thank you. I'm gonna be able to buy a furnace. My clean out cap blew off. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yep. It had so much pressure on it, it blew it off. All right, I'm going to take the one out from the top. This one from the top. Because I don't have one.
That's probably the least important one.
Yeah,
to
the one
have
at the top is the least important. So I popped that one out from the top, and I'm going to stick it here in the bottom one. There we go. And then I'm going to offer to deliver this to the customer's house, and then while I'm there, I'm going to throw all his tools in the garbage.
What? You can't do that to the
I'm
guy.
joking!
That's not very nice.
I'm joking.
Can't blame a guy for trying.
Yep. At least he tried.
We got one guy that says he's fast forwards through the skits, and we got another guy that says he's just here for the skits.
Ah,
So,
got a wide array.
no matter your
So
preference,
everybody's different,
Yeah,
and you can't please everyone.
comedy's subjective.
it's hit or miss.
So since this is a fecal related repair, that was the theme today.
That's been
Some
the theme
people
all week.
that don't enjoy the comedy are just dry turds. They're just a dry turd.
Just trying to make learning fun. Just trying to have
Yeah.
a good time.
You know, the best teachers I had in school were the teachers that were animated and made learning fun. Otherwise, I've had teachers when I was in school and you're in there for an hour and you're just looking at the clock.
Can't wait to get out of here.
They
And
were
he
dry
or
turds.
she is just droning on and on and on and on, and it's like, oh, this class is painful. I just wish it was over. And then I had other teachers who were so animated, and the class was so much fun, you just couldn't wait to get to that class. And then the buzzer's going off, and you're like, oh, it's over already? Oh, I was just enjoying this.
And not to mention, we want to liven it up for the younger crowd
Yeah.
too, because this is a dying trade.
Yeah, we were trying to suck in some young grass rats and get them interested, and it's been working.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had a lot of young grass rats come by here that have been inspired by me. Plus, we've
Awesome.
turned this into a brand. This is a brand.
But hey, if you don't like the skits, that's fine. I get
Yeah.
it. Not everyone, not
Yeah,
for
not
everybody.
everyone.
Everybody's gonna get.
That's
the
why
sense of
they
humor.
make the scroll bar. You can skip ahead.
Skip past and watch the.
Some
skippy
folks
past
don't
it.
even watch the fix. They just watch the skits. So I guess
a little bit
it,
of something for everybody.
yeah.
We're trying to do a little something, a little
Try
something
to
for
liven it
everybody.
up.
That's why we always try to do different things.
We did
You know.
go into the H&R pump last week.
Yeah,
We tried to
Gary, he got a lot of phone calls.
got over 100 calls,
And sold a lot of that stuff, which is his intentions. He wants to sell a lot of that stuff.
and
He
we
wants-
want to bring awareness
We wanted
to
to help you
old
guys
parts
out.
because he doesn't sell that stuff online. So the only way to get it is to.
Well, we have a lot of people hitting us up for old parts, and now you have a source to get your old parts.
Now you got Gary.
Gary's got tons of stuff.
There's another guy we're trying to work on that has a big lawn boy collection of parts. But he's still on the fence about if he wants us to come out or not. Only because I think maybe the shipping or something, he don't have to deal with the shipping or whatever. I don't know.
We'll see. Stay tuned.
Well, there's more to come. We got some scrap yards and things we want to go and visit too. So.
Right, we want to do that. We got our Lawnmower Mysteries and Oddities segment that we do. We do builds where we build stuff.
Because it gets old just seeing a guy clean a carburetor 500 times over.
Got
So yeah,
restorations,
we try to break it up, make it a little livelier, be all over the place, do
bring in
different
a little
things.
bit of everything.
Actually, I got something here we're going to do a video on in the future, and it was missing a couple of parts, and I hit up Gary with the part numbers, and he had the parts,
Wow.
and he sent them to me.
Customer, I mean.
And I got a lot of new old stock parts too, but these two items I didn't have, and he had them.
There's a commenter saying we need to get clip-on microphones. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Here's one here.
I'm the only one that doesn't have one. You just
We
get-
don't have three though.
need to
That's
get
the
a
only
third.
problem.
I got a clip-on mic.
Yeah. Me too.
Here, here. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Stop that.
Let's try it again with the air filter on it. Ready?
Fire it up.
Runs good with that aftermarket carburetor. I think he poured some bad gas in it, some E85.
Well, you can look at how crappy the gas that was in there. We're sitting in the old car.
All right. Want to keep this thing going? We got battery. We got battery life.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this. Let's find out if it is the gas, if that was part of the problem. Let me slurp my gas back out of here, and let me pour the customer's gas, which is in that jar behind Slippers, back in it,
See what
and
happens.
see if it'll start. Or if it was just that he had put the, he had just assembled it wrong. It might have been that.
I'm gonna say his gas was bad because if you remember, it wouldn't even pop off, and then as soon as you put your gas in, it started popping off a little bit.
So what do you think, Grass Rats? Swap the gas back and see if it'll run?
No.
I'm going to leave this up to you. Slipper says no.
No.
What do you think? Put the customer's gas back in and see if it'll run?
Yes.
Yeah.
One guy?
Yep.
guy.
Bad fuel for sure. Yes. Do it.
One
yes.
guy? Just one guy?
Bunch of them.
Bunch.
Swap the
How
gas.
many? How many's a bunch?
I don't know. 10,000.
Like a Cobra Kai?
This guy's been watching Cobra Kai religiously.
You know what Cobra Kai means? It means a group of cobras. That's what Kai stands for. Cobra Kai is a group of cobras.
I wouldn't want to encounter that.
So you're Grass Rat Kai! Grass Rat Kai! All right, grab the front of that, Slippers.
Oh, we're ready.
There's a bunch saying no, so don't do it. Hold on. No, we got like 5 or 6 no's. So
Is it a majority?
No, the majority's saying yeah. But one guy keeps saying no 50 times over. So
What does he want us to do then?
his vote only counts once though.
What does he want us to do if he doesn't want us
He
to
said
change
just
it up?
end it. End it all.
Just end it all.
Shut the channel down. He
Shut
said
the
no
channel
more
down, or
skits. He
should I
hates
just
the
close?
skits.
Does he mean shut the shop down? Just close the
Everything,
shop.
all of it.
You get
Shop,
rid of
channel.
Everything down.
Is he being funny or is he a hater? Is he a hater?
He didn't say that.
Is he a hater?
Well, yeah, you gotta have haters.
Motivates you to keep going.
Well, yeah. You're not doing it right if you don't have some haters, right?
I'm gonna do a prediction right now that it's probably not gonna run with that gas.
Well,
That's
we'll
gonna be
see.
my guess.
It might.
And it might not.
My arm's getting tired. I've been holding this thing up for 72 minutes straight.
Is that how long we've been on?
Yeah,
Wow. 72. That's like a movie.
that's how long I've been holding this phone up.
You can watch a movie in that amount of
Only a
time.
dinner.
You are watching a movie. This is better than a movie. Learning stuff.
I just got Netflix. I've been in the dark ages for the longest time. I do everything old school.
Yep.
Antenna TV.
Yeah, I use Pluto and Tubi.
Oh, that's the grass rat calling.
Call from the wireless call.
Call from fecal matter.
I'll have to block that number. We get the. Let me start blocking it. All right, I'm gonna pull the drain out.
That was money calling.
I just love when somebody
Chris
else.
Brown, he watches Svengoolie every Saturday.
I watched Svengoolie last night. I watch it every Saturday
Who
too.
saw us on Svengoolie that time? A few months back.
I
Anybody?
I did.
I missed it last night. I was in Michigan,
Hanging out with his buddy.
hanging out with my buddy Wally,
Walleye.
the Walleye. He's building a new house, so I went and checked out his new house in Bridgman.
Then he went and had some pizza.
And he went and had some pizza.
Maybe that's what we're gonna have for lunch.
And then
after
Carla-
we get off of here.
Carla and Wally's wife, they wanted to go to the casino.
Might want to put the plug back in.
I want to flush it through a little.
Oh, he likes wasting gas, precious gasoline.
Me and Wally, we don't gamble, but the girls were out gambling.
Pissing that money away. Here, I need a furnace, and they're just pissing that crap away.
Real nice.
They won, and then of course they gave it all back.
That's why when you win, you stop.
Me and Wally, we just sat at one of the bars in the casino and
Hammer down shots.
we were drinking.
wasted. They called me up, I had to come and carry him out.
We were having a few cocktails and talking.
He was all gooped on the gop. That's not a hustler, that's a scrub cadet, buddy.
Oh, they're talking about this in the background.
Oh, that hustler.
We're gonna do a video on
That's
this
a
one.
hustler.
We're gonna do a video on this one. This is gonna be, you know, an edited video that will, like we normally do.
At some point here, someone asked when we were going to do another video. I don't know at this point, because I still got specialists coming by and cleaners, and we're going to try to get some stuff next week
Sneak
going.
one in this week.
Try to do a midweek, maybe a short midweeker. Or
We do have a mystery and oddity, a pretty awesome oddity that none of us have ever seen. It's pretty wild.
to look
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah.
That'll be a short one. We have mystery and oddity, and then it's going to be real warm next week. And we had a couple of warm days the previous week, and that got everybody itchy and motivated. So we taken in a bunch of equipment. So I'm sure next week, tomorrow, it's supposed to be in the 60s and then
All
close to
week.
70
Yep.
on a few days. And I'm sure we're going to take in a ton of equipment.
Oh yeah, it'll be
So-
busy.
Hopefully we'll get some good repairs.
Yeah, maybe there'll be some interesting.
And if folks want to come visit, which they do a lot, bear in mind we are a regular business, and we get busy.
So
But you can come by. It's like 54 degrees today.
So there you go. It wasn't his gas.
Was it just something plugged
It
up?
was, no, it's just he just assembled it wrong. When he put it back together, he didn't get that automatic choke link in the right spot, and he had put that gasket back behind the carburetor, which obviously was enough of a gap where it was sucking air through there.
Yeah.
But you know, this is a typical repair that we would have went through.
Mower detected.
So that's why sometimes stuff like this may cost a little more once you've been in there, because now as a mechanic we got to figure out what you did, because we get that a lot. I'll give you an example. Is we would get mowers in that surge, they're surging, and the reason they're surging is because it's not getting enough fuel for some reason. So people see that lever, that governor lever, they see that thing moving when it's surging because it's so they, you know, automatically, because they're not mechanics, they don't know, which I don't blame them. They think that's the problem. So then they start bending on stuff and cutting the springs and moving stuff, and then it's still surging. Then they finally give up and they bring it in, and it's like, yeah, well, if you would have just left it alone, we could have fixed it. Now I got to fix all this. Got to order these links and bend everything back and get springs that you stretched out or cut or whatever. And same when they have an electrical issue. For some reason, they want to get in there with the cutters and start cutting everything.
Yeah,
It's
cutting
like-
wires is never going to help.
No.
or they can't get it to start with the key, so then they they just bypass everything and just rig up a button and stuff, and it's like, well, that's not right, and I can't legally, for my own safety or protect me, I got to put everything back the way it was. Otherwise, I got to refuse the repair. They go, well, I don't want any of that done. Don't do any of that. Yeah, well, you bypassed everything, so this thing isn't safe. So now somebody can get hurt. Oh, I'm not going to sue you. Yeah, until a lawyer gets a hold of you. and
Yeah, I
says,
heard
yeah,
that one before.
Yeah, I'm going to let's sue this guy. He's got insurance. And then you make a claim and pay these people, and then you got no insurance.
Slipdog, you want to show off that restoration you're doing?
Yeah, if you guys want to take a quick peek, see how far I got
Check out
going
what we're
on it.
doing around the shop here a little bit before we close it out.
So there we go. We got that one running.
So that's all up and running.
It was just assembled wrong.
You got lucky there.
The customer's going to want to know.
Come on, follow me. Don't look at that. Don't look at it.
That's Taryl.
Check it out.
That's that lawn keeper, huh?
Lawn keeper, Bowen's lawn keeper I picked up
We got from Brian.
from Brian. We got 2 of them. So this is how it's looking so far.
Looks good, Slippers.
It's coming along. Got the engine all back together, rebuilt. Pretty much waiting on some paint to dry and then slapping the rest of it together.
You still got to do the mower deck, right?
Yeah, the mower deck I haven't done anything to, but that's pretty low concern there.
And you changed the color scheme from original.
Oh yeah, gave it my own little taste, liven it up a little bit, make it
It looks
make it
good.
look cool.
You
So,
did
yeah.
a great job on that 10XL. You get nothing but compliments on that thing whenever we take it to tractor shows.
Definitely.
Several people have wanted to buy it, but it's not for sale. What about this when it's done?
This I'll probably keep it for a little bit and then probably put it up for sale because I got that estate keeper too now. So that was the one I mainly wanted. Was
We
the
had gotten
estate.
2 of these from Brian. The other one's got a Tacumish engine on it. That one I'm gonna do something to. I've got an idea what I want to do to the other one.
Another one of Taryl's built. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for a restoration video on this. Full restoration job. Should be
Still
coming
more
up
to
here
come.
soon.
There's more parts to paint and add to it.
Yep.
You got the frame and stuff that's
We're
gotta
getting
go
there.
with it.
It's looking good so far.
Thanks, buddy. There's your
So
supper.
we're gonna round this out then,
Let's do it.
because we've been up for 90 minutes.
Try not to yell too loud, you're gonna blow the mics out, remember? When you woo at the
Oh yeah.
How about if I go? Woo?
How about if I go? Woo.
Well, there you have it, Grass Rats. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Now you need to go over to Bucket's Garage channel and watch his
Yeah,
live
check
stream.
out his live stream.
Go check out what he's going to be working on. He's going to be working on something today.
Doing a live fix.
doing
Today
a
at
live
noon.
fix at
Noon
noon.
Eastern.
Is that it, noon Eastern?
Well, he's on Eastern time, so I would assume that it's
Okay.
noon Eastern.
All right. And I'd like to thank everybody for donating that you did. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thank you very much. You guys rule.
You guys are awesome. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed this little fix that came in. Just showed you how we had to come up with something.
Give
And
a
I said,
shout out to Jackson.
Jackson,
What's up, Jackson? How you doing, buddy?
there's your dinner, Jackson. Do they call you Action Jackson? Because that's what I'm going to call you. Action Jackson. Unless you're just sitting on the couch, then you're non-Action Jackson. Get off the couch, Jackson. And as always,
There's your dinner.
Woo! Don't want to blow out the mic.
Woo, don't blow out the mic. Woo, scrub cadet. Woo.
I gotta go back home and deal with more fecal.
Woo, Junior's fecal basement. Woo. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.